Welcome back to Life After the Woods, episode 24 with me, Sid. And last episode we made this space behind me. Well, the last couple of episodes really, because obviously it was quite a large job. Since then I have moved my enchanting table down here, and I have added quark to the mod pack. Now which is why there's all the creative mode testing there, just to make sure that I didn't break out. So obviously, you know, got the quark. Now I, generally speaking, and I've also built in this and this. So we're now all properly in there, and moved my waystone up here, and I think that was my front door, so I'll be back in a second. Yep, was the front door. Delivery of some heavy duty scaffolding brackets. Yeah, but get the nicest things. Yeah, anyway, I've moved the home portal up here, so that was a kind of a thing. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with this space down here, but what I do know is I want to have a look at all of our options for crates. So this crate, to see what what kind of quantities they hold, whether they retain inventory on breaking, all of that. Our other options, such as cabinets, chests, crates, shulkers, but obviously we haven't been to the end yet, so that is not a concern right now. And yeah, basically quite a lot of things I want to test out, because what I want, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, take those, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be sufficient for us to play with. What I want to do is work out how to do our storage area downstairs. Now I have a vision in my head, and that vision is a little bit end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So racks with crates and boxes and chests and all the good storage things we've got. But of course, to do that, so for example, I was playing around before, these are alright, and they'll display things with whatever you put on them. And those are really cheap. They're just shelves from supplementaries. However, these shelves are also pretty cheap, and these will hold multiple items like that, which could be beneficial for I need a chest or something to start putting my options in. Let me just bring you over there, and then pop you back in there. And I suppose even a chest is an option, isn't it? So yeah, let me put you back in there for a second. So we've got all of those items, and if we were to look at crates, there's the Farmer's Delight stuff, which is just it's basically a bulk storage, so they're more decorative to me than anything. Adjustable crates from Create has a manual control of its capacity, can hold 16 stacks of any item. Okay, creative crate, right? Acacia Wooden crate from Embellish Craft uses bolts which use steel, and steel raw steel made with, nope, none of this is to me particularly helpful. I have got a little tiny amount of steel, however. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Not a lot, but a little. And if we were to go in and just go with a oak wooden crate, should have some of that ready to go. Bip, 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 bip. Bip, bip, bip. So that gives me, oops, one of those. And that has a reasonable quantity, which retains its inventory when kept. Okay, well, that's useful to know. Steel is a bit more of an issue, of course. We'll have to figure out how we're going to do that later, but that retains its inventory. And it has 16 storage. XP is an issue, so I'm going to call you 16 slots retains. And now we know that that is an embellished craft crate. Now we've got the charm crates, which are the same as these ones here, and they are 9 slot. Let's rename you. Nine slot retains. So that's still heavily in the lead. Chicken egg crates, that's just a block of those, of course. And then we hit the oak crate from Mr. Crayfish. Now let me just check whether I've got any of these before we get too excited. No. So we want that. That is a mini a standard chest, but it does not retain its inventory. So 27 slots drops. And that's 27 slots drops. Might as well be thorough, eh? Because it's wood, I'm going to get rid of that. I was playing around with the statues mod as well. There's a reason why I got quark, which we'll come to in a bit. So that is your crayfish. Then you've got the embellished craft. They're just the add-ons. Then you've got wooden crate. Okay, hang on. That is interesting. Okay, so you have the same recipe. Yeah. So that is a, oh wow. That's 36 slots and retains inventory. I think we just found a favourite for what we carry. Thingy in. .36 slots retains, but that can also be upgraded to a variety of these. Now I'm not going to get too into these, but I think we would potentially want to have a look at, well, let's have a look at iron. I think that was like that, wasn't it? No. So iron slot crate, that is okay. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63 slots. And it retains its inventory. Okay. So I think it's safe to say that gold is going to probably be pretty good too, as will diamond when we get there. Now, copper and tin, an obsidian, I think that is probably just blast proof. Okay, let's have a look. Well, let's find out, I should say. Gold. Because we're not shy on diamonds, we'll do a diamond one as well. Now this is just the crates, of course. We've still got all of the other stuff. So 3, 6, 9, so 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81 slots. Can't believe I'm just doing 80 inventory like that. Retains. And you, oh man, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 26, 52, 104, 104 plus 13, 114, 117 slots. I don't think I'm going to be using these for that, but 117 slots retains. Oops, retainers. No, retains. So that's those. Then you've got the couple of things. You've got that's disabled. That's Quake Quark Oddities, and that is the storage crate, which is, now that is cheap. But if I remember rightly, this has... So it doesn't really hold much at all. It's just 18. But it has one unique feature. I can't remember which way around that was, so let's go with that. It merges and gets bigger. So, do you keep your inventory? No, you do not. So that's a weird little picadillo there. Right, just briefly about Quark. I installed Quark, but I have not enabled virtually any of it. Can I actually change? Does not look like I can. Most of it is disabled. I wanted it specifically for the glass item frames. So, yeah. There's a few other bits I've enabled, but for the most part it is disabled. So that's all of the things. Now let's have a look at our other things. So we've got Create. Creator's got some stuff. Let's have a look at Embellish Craft and see what else that has. In terms of storage, obviously there's chests. There's crates, which we've seen. Tables I am actually going to want to play with, but that's for later. A locker from Embellish Craft. Let me get rid of those bits off of there. There's my locker. Basically, I'm going to bookmark a whole bunch of things, and I'll think what I will do is come back and we shall look at them and see how they work. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I've made a whole load of storage, and I'm just trying to get together the storage for the last thing. I will try for a start, actually. Just also been down there. So I've been making dough, which is you crush wheat. Sorry, I thought I heard something. You crush wheat in the old crusherator and it does its thing. I can't really describe it any more fairly than that, to be honest. And then you combine it with water. The recipe for this is dough and water, but you can also whack it on a conveyor belt and wash it, and that's how I did it, because there was like a stack and a half of it. This is making ferrite from Mappa Base, which is basically by smelting, That's basalt, so that's not going to get me very far. Smelting iron very slowly in a blast furnace. Lignite is probably not the right thing to be using for this, but it doesn't really matter. It's just something that's taking up space. You then take this and you use that together with 3 of those to make raw steel, and then raw steel you fire in a blast furnace, and you get steel ingots. Steel ingots that obviously then can be used to make all of this. So if I want to go with that one, that's a pricey little pepper. However, we have got shelves. So we've got oak shelves, we've got bookshelves, we've got shelves from supplementaries, and I haven't actually checked supplementaries to see what else there is potentially in there. We have pedestals, which is interesting. Cage, no idea. Jars, no idea. Firefly jar, no idea. We'd have to look at all of those. Blackboard. Interesting. It'd be interesting if I can make notes on that, actually. Pulley blocks, things, statues. What I'm looking is what, if any, storage there is in addition to a bomb. Sounds interesting. Of course, bombs sound interesting. It's, you know, what's happened? I just clicked off the thing. There's your flower box. Interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. You probably find a sack with flax and that, and I have no idea what a sack is, but I presume it's some storage. Don't suppose I have any flax, do I? I do. And some string, I know I've got that. I love looking at all of the various options that we have for. That's a tiny little storage thing, but again, it's still storage. So, and it would look interesting on a shelf, which is more to the point. Now, a jar is glass and a slab. Got slabs. What does a jar hold? Not clear, but it doesn't appear to be storage as we would know it. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. A safe would be a shulker box, and okay, I don't think I'm thinking. I don't know what is that for. You know when you see something and you kind of go, does that do what I think it does? Bars. Bars. Bang, bang. And what do we need for the base of that? Slabs. Okay, we can definitely do that. That and that gives me a cage. Now here's a question. Does this do what I think it does? I mean, you're probably thinking, what do I think it does? And that's a fair question. Let's go over to the chickens, shall we? They're there, doing their chickeny thing. I've got a chicken in a cage. Oh, hello. That changes, well, everything. So I've now got a chicken in a cage. Now, question, I'm going to go down here first. And it doesn't get, I can pop it down. Ooh, that is a bit of a game changer. All right, that was one thing. Let's not get carried away, and let's not get, carried away. What I need is, I need to use, but what I want this for is to make cardboard. To make cardboard, I need paper and slime. And slime we can make by combining dough with lime green dye. And lime green dye, of course, we can get from yucca fruits, we can get from star coral fans, or we can get it by combining white dye and green dye. Green dye is from cactus paste, moss coral, blue and yellow, but that's an expensive way of doing it. And green, well, we haven't definitely not got that. Now, I don't think I've even got cactus. I would say that was my biggest problem here. So, I need to go check the time, and we're going to head out and try and find some kind of cactus, I suppose. I know where there's a desert, or there is a kind of desert. Come on, I want to go on my way. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so we're in the kind of desert, and the kind of desert has barrel cactuses, which don't make green dye, they make yellow dye. And then you have yucca flowers, and they're spiky. And you have yucca bundles, which are these, which can be converted into dye. Now, these things can presumably, if I'd have brought some bone meal with me, I could have checked, couldn't I? I'm going to assume that these grow into those. The question is, can you access? Can I can get yucca branch? Can I? All right, let me just swap you around the right way for starters. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Let's see for a yucca sapling then, see whether that's a different thing or not. Do the little hop skip. Ah, there we go. Yucca tree. And flowers. Okay. I suppose the obvious thing would be to plant some yucca trees then, wouldn't it? There's another yucca bundle there. But this is the wrong kind of cactus. Wallace and Gromit star in the wrong cactus. There's another night. Ah, God, they've got some knockback. Good grief. I love these tumbleweeds. This is an entire mod all on its own, and all it does is those, and I love it. I love the fact that somebody sat down and went, I'm going to spend some time making what is essentially a completely pointless mod. Come on, give me another. Hey, I saw you there. There's a couple of yucca bundles over there. What I would like is just ordinary cactus, though. I think I'm going to get it. Not in this desert, anyway. Lots of these yucca bundles, though. So let me grab those. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, back. And we need to plant these yuccas. And see, well, see how long it takes. Why is that there? See how long it takes them to grow and fruit, I suppose, if they do at all. But they've definitely got a certain character to them, which they add to the area. So we'll maybe one there if I can get it to. No. Okay, let's try one there then. Oh, it's a BB. Right, stupid question. Well, we'll leave that there for now. So the stupid question of the day now is, do these flowers on the top have anything to do with the fruiting? You're chucking off tall yucca flowers which turn to light grey, which is all well and good. Yeah, we probably, well, hang on. There you go. That's how we're going to get our lime dye. Is that the only one I've got? If it is, I'll have the other trees down at some point, but 64. That is spot on what I need. Let's go and get on with it. Great. So we got that. We got, I think the other question is, I'm not entirely sure whether I've got enough paper to do this, so I could be completely wasting my time, but we'll keep going as if we are not. You know what? That can just go. Right, so you are lime. You are going to go in there with that, becomes 64 slime. And we combine you with paper to make 4, and I only need 2, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I need that. So I'm definitely going to need to up my game in some of the other areas, aren't I, if I want to utilise any of... What? I don't understand why that is called oak bookcase. Shift lock. Cardboard box, and it's a standard chest. Again, this is not something I want a lot of, but if I'm going to have to have multiples of it's just that, isn't it? I think, yeah. And then we go 1, 2, 3, and then it's that plus that, and that gives me 2 lockers. Which gives me another option. They're expensive options though, so we'll not be getting a lot of those in there. Where was I anyway? That was supplementaries. And I think we'd about exhausted all the options in there, although that is definitely... I need to find out how to get a firefly jar. Pedestal, I think, just displays something. So let's just grab... some of that. Take those, stick one of those on it. Yeah. So that's another storage mechanism. Whether we use it or not is, you know, largely irrelevant. However, this where are you? I've lost you already. These storage barrels. Now, they don't have to be oak. I mean, that's an oak one, but we can make them out of any other thing. This is what we got going on down here, and this is what I think we should be using for bulk storage of certain blocks. So ones we're getting a lot of: pumice, diorite. Well, diorite we're not getting a lot of actually, but limestone. I mean, dirt, that should be in there. And these have a fairly hefty upper limit. Let's just quickly sleep and go over and look at the tree farm chest, because they filled. Oh, it's grown again. You see, I've got a feeling that that's a I generate at the time of the tree growing. And if it is, then yeah, just leave it like that. Oh, the other thing we got from Quark, which we didn't have before, is that the old simple harvesting. So yeah, it's going to come in handy. I don't know whether it works for those. We'll find out. So yeah, storage wise, I mean, that's, I think these are in the region of I've taken a load out, so about 2,700, 2,800 per. And anything more than that, I don't think we really need. So I want to get kind of bulk storage going with a lot of those in there. And then mixed in amongst the bulk storage, some chests for the blocks that we don't get as much of. And that's probably going to make up a massive, or very large part of the storage down there. Hello. That's very interesting. I mean, not huge, but very. Right, let's look at tables. Because my first thought was, let's put these on racking that looks made out of chisels and bits, and I may go that route anyway. But we have got these fairly solid looking tables. We've also got the standard table. We've got loads of sticks, which that might work. Let's try. Spruce. No. Easily fixed. Ah. That was right, wasn't it? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. It was actually more stickage and less. But you only get one. But that could work. So if I made a whole load of those, I'm going to need a lot more stickage. And you know where there's a whole load of that, don't you? Right over at the tree farm. Right, I shall go and grab that. We'll have a think about how I want to lay this out, because there's a lot of space down here, but believe me when I say that it will fill up rapidly. So I think we should probably be coming here-ish. Back to back, space, then back to back. And then so long down the aisles. That gives you space underneath for and around the edges for non-standard bits and pieces. So let me do a little bit of monkeying around and I'll be back in a second. So one weird thing, I haven't got any jungle wood, I haven't got any acacia, and I don't have any birch. So I think we need to just go and see if we can't find a little bit of that. because I refuse to believe that I haven't seen at least birch. Acacia and jungle, maybe not so much. But yeah, I'm not believing birch for a second. Not when I've got like willow and all these things. Let's go west. Cows. Let's start with cows. Hello cows, I'll be back for you with cages later on. God almighty, I need to look where I'm going. Oh, that scared me off to death. Right, what have we got going on here? Budding red. See, this is not what I came for. But I'm going to have it. Give me all the saplings. There we go. I mean, look at that. That's really nice. Now, I'm not going to have every single log and type of log in the game as part of, as a single barrel, because that gets a bit silly. So the idea is looking at all those other storage mechanisms is purely and simply to go, all right, what works well with what? So for example, the barrels are great for the bulk storage items, and I definitely want to go and grab that while I'm down there, and there's some pretty stuff over there as well. So I also probably should get my antique atlas out and center on me. So if I kind of head that direction, that's new. That one's cows. I think that is probably gone. So as that one looks like it's probably gone as well, because that one's showing up as cows. That's dungeon. That one should be showing up as something. Oh well, we'll work it out. But I'm going to try and find myself some birch and or jungle and or acacia. Or acacia, depending on your viewpoint. Now I have definitely been in an area where there's jungle-like growth. And I know that because you're willow, aren't you? Yeah. What are you then? Budding Jerica. That sounded suspiciously like an alligator. And whilst I'm reasonably confident now that I could beat an alligator in a fair fight, I strongly believe in the concept of why bother if I don't have to. Quick peek underground just to see if there's any andesite. It's always worth a while. I'm going to check. Okay, I'm going to head kind of that away-ish, avoiding Mr. Alligator over there. And I'm going to look for some birch. I'll see you in a moment. There you go. Birch. Not normally a tree I go out of my way for. When you want a storage system, then I also picked up a little bit of andesite from a thing. Now they are birch leaves, aren't they? Yes. So I can just encourage you lot to despawn, please. I'm as I can get a few, then I can always repurpose one of my tree farm areas to be a mini birch farm. That is not a problem. The bigger problem is getting the birch in the first place, so that has been solved. So we've got the birch. The only other thing we need is acacia and jungle, I think, and that will be all of the vanilla woods. And I must admit, there's a lot of these non-vanilla woods. This, I think you're cherry, aren't you? Yeah, is a very nice log. It is a very nice log. It is a very, very nice log. I don't know why I feel like I'm more talking about them as if they're future son-in-law materials than a building material. But anyway, I'm going to grab a little bit of this. I'm not going to worry too much if there's the odd floaty chunk of leaves, just because I don't think there's a huge amount I can do to stop that. But obviously, if I can bring myself back a couple of dozen saplings, then we can run the tree farm on it and we should be good. So, back in a moment. I found a signpost that said there was something from about there. There was something about 1,000 blocks in this direction, which looks like it might be off the island, but I've been following it, and it is worthwhile having a little wander around sometimes, just because I'm finding the most precious of materials. the one item that we don't seem to be able to find any significant amount of in the world, andesite. So yeah, and if, to be honest, if I found diorite, I would be happy. But you know, I'll settle for andesite in a pinch. There's also one of these little towers over here. Nothing majorly exciting, but you know, and probably better to have my sword out, really, isn't it? Just in case there's any friendos in the area. Just get out that web, wanting to make our acquaintances. Oh, decent. An emerald. I suppose better than a kick in the face. And of course, there's nothing up here, but there is the same old, which means if I can, well, I might as well use you. Oh, of the diamond. Crossbow, no. Take that bit of... I mean, that is actually stupidly... let me get rid of you. And you. We'll keep hold of the... we don't want the peony. We can definitely take all of the little bits of iron, though. Couple more emeralds. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much in these. But, I mean, I could take that. I don't see the point. To be honest, it's not like I need it desperately. So, yeah, let's not bother. Anyway, that's a little excursion. We do need to get back to actually what we were doing, but I'm going to just continue on looking this kind of direction to the 1,000 block mark, because I started, so I'll finish. Whoa! That was unexpected. I think it's because I live in an area that is virtually mob free that I get surprised when and things. What is that anyway? Can I pick those up? Small rock. Can I place it down? I can. Interesting. Me. Again, not hugely interesting, but somewhat interesting. I'm not going to bother with it. I'll probably find loads of those. So definitely nothing here on this island. So it almost kind of suggests that I have to carry on going. I've been seeing this since, and we saw this in a previous episode where it exposed a whole load of andesite for me, and I'm not worried because I'm not building or living in these areas. But I am finding these world generation glitches which are a bit of a pain in the bum. Only a bit, but still, you know, it's a bit. Right, so if there is... I want to go and check out what that tree is. And there's something there as well. Oh, wow. I don't think the tree's anything special to write home about. Oh, hello. But that is... Oh. Oh, he came out at the speed, didn't he? I think I nearly had an accident then. Maybe too much information, don't know. I like that sign, I'm going to keep all of that. Let's just put some of that lot back in there. I'll have this because it doesn't spawn very much around where I live. So yeah, that is quite the place. I'm not entirely sure if that is what was in mind when... I mean, that can't be what it had in mind for 1,000 blocks that direction. But that is nice. I do like a good extreme terrain. Shame it didn't expose a whole load of diorite, but there you go. We can't have it all, can we? Apparently there's a broken portal back there, so we should go and have a look at that. And I might make that a good point to go back and actually do what I was supposed to be doing. You can tell I'm trying to avoid inventory organisation, can't you? What is that? Hang on. Did not know that was a thing. I'm not going to grab it, but let's try. See, that will have nothing in it. They just have a few. That's the one that's like got a wither star in it or something, isn't it? So, I suppose the big question is, I'm going to put you away. We'll keep those because not every day I get them. And I need to be... Don't tell me it's up there. You are going to tell me it's up there, aren't you? Wow. This is... it's got some pretty stuff though. Flowering. Morado lot. I haven't it right out. We're going to leave a waypoint. Tropical biome? Question mark. It's definitely some kind of tropical biome, so I really don't know what we do with that. just have a little peek around the side and then we'll head back. I promise we are going to get back to what I set out to do. Honest, I'm not going to allow myself to get distracted by dungeons and ruins and things. Honest, I'm not. I really am not going to. Chicken eggs. Can I pick you up as well? No, not with that anyway. Right, let's go back. Come on. Otherwise I will continuously put this off. Right. What did I come for? Oh yeah, that was it. Birch. Yeah, completely forgotten already. Let me sort out a birch barrel or 5 and I will be back momentarily. Alright, I was just fertling around and I've got a fair bit done on the wood side of things, but I'm struggling down here with the fact that I don't have acacia and jungle, because what I want to do is have this for the blocks and then this for anything that is made out of the various things, and then this thing will be for everything miscellaneous in these woods, and we'll just build up all the logs along the back here. And then we'll do something similar for stone, and you know, it's we are going to need more lighting on the side. Now I'm fairly certain, oh no, you will actually go on the side, that's fine. If that's the case, then I'll probably get away with a thing. But I remembered I had a lumberjack villager, and they trade saplings, and this particular one trades acacia. So that just leaves us missing jungle wood, which, to be fair, is probably one of the worst ones to be missing, but you know, what can you do? So I'm going to go run down here and just grow these acacia trees and get some acacia wood, and hopefully that will give us something to be on with. And yeah, then we just got the one to do, which is better than, you know, having lots to do. Of course, I would like to get slightly more than 4 saplings back, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. Apparently that was a challenge. I don't know what I do with it, but yeah, it was a challenge apparently. Alright, well, we've got some. I've got 7 logs now. 20 is not going to be enough. I might as well just grow a few more, and I'll be back in a short while. Just a little update. I've been doing this for way too long. We are starting to get some structure. That's the spot where the jungle will go. I've got my saplings, got flowers, plants, duplicates of anything from the dungeon's gears. That one's empty. These are all logs. These are all items of the same type of wood as underneath them. That is general miscellaneous wooden things that don't really fit anywhere else. Yeah, I think, I mean, there's, you know, got various bits and pieces in here. Round this side I have got the starts of all of the other logs, and that's my seeds barrel, again empty. This side down here is stones and blocks, or going to be. Metals, valuables, fuel, empty currently. And then what I've done with down here with all the enchanted books and all of the items I've got is I've set up like a little library. So we've got books in there, items up on the shelves on display, and finally the only other thing I've got going, I'm going to say far too long this takes, is anything that I've got the full sets of I've put up on display up here. Now they're currently facing in. I'm not sure whether they will be better facing out, but just let me know what you think about that one. But there we go, that's kind of getting some display. We've still got masses of space. I've still got masses of table room. I haven't even started on these tables yet, and I'm very carefully making sure, trying to make sure that everything is lit properly. Because the last thing I want is something to blow up in here. You know who I mean. Errol's swimming around down there. I can turn that off, but yeah, it's getting there. It's steady. It is very steady going. That's for anything glass. That's just for full glass. I haven't actually got much glass at all. I need to make a load. But we're carrying on whittling down. We've got slates. You know, as we whittle down these chests will vanish. So, for example, we could take all of that slate and all of that slate from Embellish Craft, and that would go straight into, grab me a barrel, and that will go straight into one of these. Now these are a little bit tricky to place, so we are going to have to, let's put it on there. Once you got the first one in, it's a doddle, but and what I will do is we'll definitely get some lighting in there to, well, actually these should be lit well enough from that. So yeah, the warehouse is coming along. It's going to be a big old long road though, I think, because we've still got quite a lot of stuff up here. You know, there's all this lot, there's all that lot, there's what's left in the walls here, which is actually a reasonable amount still. But we're kind of working these down, so, and that's the main thing. We need to find a place for all of that lot. We need to find hostile mob drops, you know, concrete, the redstone stuff. I think I'll probably have redstone and redstone gear separately as well. Raw ores, that probably doesn't even want to be in here. That probably, we'll probably have a thing in here for storing it well until we get around to processing. But yeah, that's a, this has proved to be a much bigger job than I originally thought, and I may not even get it finished this episode because I am getting to the point where I've had enough. Okay, I'm going to carry on. I'll be back in a bit. In fact, I'm not going to carry on. I've been recording for 58 minutes. I've been playing for 5 or 6 hours. Oops, and then I'm going to hit the stop recording button. You can tell I'm starting to feel the strain. I'm going to continue with this between this episode and the next episode. I don't want this to carry on into the next episode. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to set up all the tables until I know that I need them, because yeah, I just don't really want to. I have got carry on in this though, so that in theory should mean that yeah, I can, if I decide I want to rearrange any of this, it's actually not the end of the world. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.